Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Little Things podcast, and I'm your host, Bella. All right, so today, as you could probably tell, this looks a lot like my, I guess, old room, but I have moved out. So this is my new bedroom. This is my new setup. So it's just kind of like it's crazy that I moved out, that I'm here, and yeah, but it has definitely been a minute since I filmed one of these. This is my first episode that I'm filming in this house, in my house, which is, like I said, fucking crazy. So, yeah, I'm very excited. I have been excited for a very long time, and I'm glad that I'm now like settled in and I have time to film this for you guys and kind of give you a little update and give you some advice um, on kind of some of the things that I've been going through. Beginning of this year is kind of when I officially moved in January. Um, and then we obviously had to like clean up the house and like fix it up and everything. So we were doing all of that for forever. Um, so once all of that got done, we were able to like start slowly moving our stuff in. And yeah, I live with my cousin Colby and his best friend Roth. So it's definitely been an interesting experience living with two boys. But Colby is like a clean psycho. So he literally is like I'm a girl and I keep my stuff very clean and I'm an I would say I'm an organized person, but he is just something else, man. I mean, it's it's definitely something that I need. It's definitely something that like I needed to get used to because like yes, I've known him all my life and like I know that he is this way, but I'm like, "Oh my God," like some of the things that he like nitpicks and stuff, I'm like, "Dude, are we for real right now? Are you being serious?" And he is. He is being 110% serious, which is crazy. We moved in here. I've been living here for almost a month now. It's almost been a month, I think. Or has it been a month? I think it has been a month. I'm working two jobs. Which is also fucking insane. I have like zero time. I have zero free time. All I do is sleep, work, and school. So I work two jobs. I work at Starbucks now. I'm back at Starbucks and I still work at UPS um in the PM, and then I kind of work at Starbucks in the morning and then I go to school during the day. But me going back to Starbucks has literally been like so much fun for me. Like a lot of my friends didn't have like the most positive experience working at Starbucks or even like being at Starbucks. But for me, it was always just a fun like a fun place for me to be. And like yes, there has been like horrible shifts that I've had and like I don't know, but the benefits weigh out the bad for me. That's just me personally. So it has been a very fun experience kind of going back to Starbucks and rekindling the friendships, that I kind of used to have, but now I'm getting to know more people. And it's a really fun experience. I'm really glad that I'm meeting even more people that I want to spend my time around because I met my closest friends at Starbucks. So now I'm meeting even more people, which is so much fun. And I just love doing it. And it's just a lot of fun. It's just my kind of people. And we can just be making coffee in the process. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, me being at work, I'm still in school. I did find out that I graduate college next year, at the end of next year. So, which is absolutely insane. So that makes me a junior right now, and then I'll be a senior next year, which I just can't even comprehend. And it's like it's hard because right now I'm doing so much and it's like I want to be doing everything that I can and I want to be as productive as I can be, but at the same time I'm like, holy smoke, like this is a lot. Like I'm doing a lot and like there's no time for me to just sit down and like slow down and like yes, I have my days off and everything like that, but I'm just like, "Oh my word, like this is I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a ton of stuff every single day and it's like nonstop." But, I because I've lived here a month, I've kind of it's been a few weeks for me. I've had a few weeks for me to kind of get in like a routine and kind of figure out like when I, should have me time and prioritizing that is really important. But it's one of those things like I wanted to move out and I had the privilege to have this opportunity to move out. A lot of kids my age don't have that opportunity. It's very expensive in a lot of different places right now. So, I was very grateful to even have this opportunity in the first place. So I wanted to do it. And for me to do that, I had to do a lot of extra things and I made it happen. And, no matter what, you may be fans, like you're kind of debating on something, like it took me forever to like actually decide that I wanted to move out because I mean, it's a big decision. It's a huge decision moving out. And at the same time, like my parents, they obviously supported me, but they're also like, you can always come back home, you know? So it's one of those things where it's like if you have that support and and you're supporting yourself in that direction and you're pushing yourself because don't get me wrong, I was really scared. I was scared to move out because it's a huge step. You're on your own, you're by yourself, you're not with your family anymore, and it's very like lonely a little bit. And so I'm like this is and at the same time like as you're feeling all these emotions of like being alone, you're like having to deal with all the extra adult shit that you have to deal with when being on your own. And so that was just a lot and anything that you guys want to do, set your mind to it, make it happen, and that's all I gotta say about that. If you want it, you can achieve it if you want it that much. The first week, it was it was weird. It was just really weird. Like I said, I live with my cousin and obviously like I have people here. Like there are people here with me, but I just felt so alone. I felt very lonely. I have friends, of course. I have so many friends, and they would be coming over to help me, and we would like get food, and it was so much fun. But then they would leave, and I would be like, "Oh, I'm by myself," and like, which is fine. Like I said, it's totally fine. But it's one of those things that like Colby has a girlfriend, and Roth has his don't know what they call it. Roth just has people over from time to time. And me, like, yes, I have people over, but I just, I don't know. It kind of set me in a weird headspace because I started thinking about all of my friendships that I have and kind of reflecting on them. And I was thinking about all of them, and I'm just like, seriously, like in my head, I'm like, are these people really are these people truly my friends? Because I find myself like in situations where it's like the things that I would do for them, they wouldn't do that exact same thing for me. Like they wouldn't treat me the same way that I would treat them. Do they care as much as I care for them kind of thing. And it's like I'm not doing these friendships to get something in return or I'm not doing any of this to have, you know, to have that attention from them. Not at all. But it's just like one of those things where it's like after time when you give so much to the people around you, like it drains you. It drains you and it's like what am I doing? Is it something wrong with me? Am I doing something wrong? And I can only control so much and it comes down to, these people that I'm surrounding myself with, they could be talking shit behind my back so easily. And it's like, Yes, obviously they're my close friends and like they would never do that. But at the same time, anybody is capable of anything, and that's a thought that goes in my head. And, I'm just I don't know. Ugh, I don't even know. I'm just very confused. I was very confused with my relationships, and I was kind of second guessing my judgment on my friends and thinking to myself like, "Oh my gosh, is this something that like I'm doing wrong because I'm not getting that you know, same effort out of the friendship as I'm putting in." And so it's it's one of those things where it's like I'm gonna stop putting in so much effort, and if they stop putting in so much effort, then there's nothing left, kind of thing. And that kind of leads me to I'm gonna talk about so I'm gonna talk about a little situation with my used to be closest friend that I had. Um, and me and her were very, very close. Me and her did everything together. We were very close in high school. Our families were close and everything like that. Like everything was very good. And then, of course, she gets a boyfriend, and this boyfriend is, I support them. I always supported any guy that she had a crush on, or literally anything. I would always be supporting her, and I would be hanging out with her all the time, like we used to. We would always hang out with each other, and it wasn't a bad thing, like, it was completely fine, but the boyfriend started getting jealous that me and her were hanging out all the time, and she told me that. She told me that he was getting upset that me and her were hanging out, so I know that it's true because she told me that. So, he's getting upset that I'm hanging out with her all the time, okay? So I'm like, "Okay, like, this is, like, stupid, like, you're getting mad at me for hanging out with like we were best friends. We were best fucking friends, dude. And it's not like they didn't see each other. It's like it's just it's insane. So she tells me that he's getting upset about us hanging out, and I'm like, okay, like I didn't think of it that much. Whatever, okay. So um, in my life, I was going through a lot of different things. Um, boys and, I I think like I had two situations where I like did stuff with two guys and like that's fine, whatever, but it turned into like him not liking me. First off, because we were spending too much time together, apparently. But he started to not like me, and because of my actions and because of what I was doing. And it's just so like it's so hypocritical because he was shitting on me for what I was doing like two times. I did it two times. But he has like bodies. And I'm like, dude, like what? You did the same exact thing, but now you're shitting on me for me being a full adult and I'm doing all these things. You did these things when you were like a teenager. And so I'm like, what is going on here? I was just very confused. Like, what is going on here? Um, so I was just very confused that was going on. So as he is not liking everything that I'm doing, it's kind of rubbing off on her in a bad way as well. And don't get me wrong, she talked to me like just on her own about how she felt about what I was doing. And it's not like I did anything bad, guys. I kissed I kissed a few guys, and that was literally it just makes zero sense because there are people that she is friends with that are doing 10 times worse things than I'm doing. So it just made no sense to me. It made no sense. So she's communicating with me that this isn't who I ever wanted to be. This is something I'm turning into the kind of person that me and her would look down upon, and it's degrading my character, and it's doing all of these things to negatively impact my life. Okay? She's telling me all of this to me, okay? After having maybe, mind you guys, this is a little pit stop, okay? I'm 19 years old, okay? I had my first kiss May of last year, okay? Everything else that happened after that, I was 19. I was 19 when I had all of my firsts, okay? 19 years old, okay? And like, I'm getting like shit on for it by my best friend. And it's like, what is going on? So I'm like, you know, I surround myself with, this is another little like I don't know what to call it. Another little side note. I surround myself with, you know, some older people, and she was saying that like they're influencing me and all this stuff, but at the same time like the older people that were negatively influencing me had no idea about what I was doing, and I was choosing all these things on my own. So she is saying all of these things to me, saying that it's degrading my character and it's doing harm on my overall well being, okay? And it just came to the point where, like, she needed to take a step back, okay? She needed to take a step back from our friendship. And I'm like, okay, all right. I mean, that's fine because with the whole thing of degrading my character, and this is something that, you know, we would never do. We would look down upon when we were younger. Of course, it's something that I would look down upon when I was younger. I'm not the same person I was in high school. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. I'm not the same person I was last year. Okay? There has been a lot of change in my life in the past year that has kind of put me where I am now. And, it's one of those things like I'm not gonna sit around in this friendship and in this relationship and just be keep getting degraded for what I'm doing. I'm not gonna be getting shit on for what I'm doing, okay? And yes, I understand that she's saying these things because she cares about me, okay? She's saying these things because she cares about me. But at the same time, like when I would be worried about her doing something, I wouldn't be saying that it's degrading your character. I would be the devil's advocate and I would give two sides to every story. That's how I am with every single friendship that I have. I would never shit on somebody else and just bring them down for what they're doing with their life. I would be I would give them advice in a positive way and yes, I will be the devil's advocate and be like, "Hey, like this might not have been the best decision, but it happened and there's nothing you can do about it but change moving forward." Like it's just it's just insane to me. And the whole thing with her boyfriend being like judgmental on me for what I was doing, like it was just so hypocritical. In my point of view, it was beyond hypocritical. Like I mentioned before, I understand that they were looking out for me, and I understand that, you know, they cared about me and they just didn't want to do damage on my character. Like I keep saying that because that is something that really has stuck with me, when we were going through this. She said degrade your character, and this is degrading your character. And I'm like that was kind of the words that kind of just like really were like a dagger like into me because like I said, like she was my best friend. She was my best friend. So obviously I'm going to take everything that she says like to heart. I take it to heart, you know? And so that was really a lot. It was a lot to go through. It happened like back in end of November. And, as I'm moving into this house and as I'm having all of these, you know, thoughts of me being alone and me not having anybody else and having to do things, on my own, I'm reflecting on that situation and I'm like, is she right? Is she right? Is this actually degrading my character? Is this, am I doing something wrong? Is it me? Am I the issue in my friendships? And as I'm thinking all of this, I'm also like, Bella, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, you have done nothing wrong. You are living your best life, okay? You moved out. You're working two jobs, okay? You are absolutely killing it. You graduate next year. Like, who the fuck cares about what anybody else thinks about what you're doing? And if they're shitting on you or think that it's going to degrade your character in the long run, goodbye. They can find other friends. She can find other people to hang out around because it's not worth my time. And don't get me wrong, I miss her, okay? She was my best friend. We were close for so long, and it's definitely been weird to like not talk to her, but at the same time that boyfriend is still in the picture, and you know, once that boyfriend is not in the picture, I mean, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but will probably rekindle after that boyfriend is not in the picture, okay? It'll most likely happen because, you know, just a little another side note, like I'm just telling my side of the story, okay? I'm not trying to, dog on my I guess ex best friend. I'm not trying to dog on them or anything. I'm simply telling my side of the story, explaining how I felt in, the different steps, and explaining how I have been reflecting that, in this move, while moving out, how this has affected me and how this has affected my mind thinking about other relationships that I have in my life. So I'm not dogging on them whatsoever. I hope that they're going to be happy. And, I wish the best for those two. I wish the best. But, yeah, it's just the whole thing about degrading my character. Like, oh my goodness, like it's just mind-boggling to me because I look at myself now and I'm thriving. I'm meeting new people. I just had a Valentine's Day party 2 days ago and I had so many of my friends here, and it was very nice to have all of those people here after having that, like, first week of being like, I have nobody kind of thing, like feeling lonely, whenever I first moved in. So it was nice to have everybody here. Um, yeah, it was nice to have everybody here with me and kind of just have fun and have a girls' night and know that I have all these people around me that care about me, and we had fun, and we are going to make more memories together with these girls. So there's that. But yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you cannot control what somebody else may think of you, and you can't control what somebody else may like feel about you or anything like that. Like, you can only control what you do with your life. And I think the best thing for me is like with that situation with my best friend, I took that as a thank you, because I thanked her because I want to do what I want to do with my life. I don't want to have somebody holding me back, and I don't want somebody to be kind of judging my every move. Like, I'm not going to be able to have a best friend if I can't go to her and talk to her about everything in my life. That's not how that works. So it's like, I just, yeah, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. And it's just crazy to me because she literally has like super close friends that are like, have done worse than I have, which is just like crazy. It's just like crazy to me. But she chose that, and I thank her for that because now I get to be my own self, and now because of that, I have, you know, because of her taking that step back, I have really become more myself in the process. And, being alone, I have also become more myself in this process. And don't get me wrong, it has been hard. I have my days where I'm like, I have nobody, like, I have been working my ass off all this time, and like, I have nobody in my life. But then I, go to Starbucks and see all my friends, or I, get a little text about like, oh, let's go get dinner. Oh, let's go study. Like, it's just my friends are just, ugh. it makes up for all of that. It like validates in my head about all those thoughts that I said before about like me thinking that, they're talking negatively about me behind my back and all this stuff. And it's like, yes, I can't control that. But at the same time, like, we're human. Like, we're all gonna say things that we don't necessarily mean, and we're all going to, you know, have our heightened emotions in certain situations. So I can't blame them for that. And, we make so many good memories. So I can't, I can't think that way. I can't think that they're going and, you know, like I said, talking negatively behind my back. I can't think that way. I need to think about the friendship that we have and know that they're always going to be there for me no matter what. So, so yeah, there's that. It has been definitely a weird experience being out of my house or my parents' house, which is just crazy. I already talked about, that first week of feeling, lonely and stuff like that, and it's it's all literally because of my upbringing. Like I've thought about that so much. Like I have people in my life who are like completely fine with being on their own. Like they'd rather be alone than with other people. And it's like crazy to me because I grew up with three younger siblings and there was always stuff going around in the house and there was always, you know, like noise. There's always noise. And now it's like that's the biggest adjustment or kind of challenge that I have had to face is like being content with being alone. And it's a whole different experience. And that is like the number one thing that I was scared of as I moved out was like, oh my gosh, like what what am I gonna do? Like that's literally what I said to myself. I was like, what am I gonna do? But the thing is, like, I wanted to move out. I made it happen. I'm, working the jobs that I am, going to school, all of these factors that come into play. Um, it's paying off in like the little moments. And, you know, it's so quiet in this house. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. It is just so quiet in this house, which is crazy. But yeah, it has been really fun, like, decorating the house and, like, putting like, it's just it's just been a very fun experience, like, decorating the house with my cousin, and, this house was actually my aunt and uncle's old house, and Colby, my cousin, he lived here as a kid until he was, like, maybe 12 or 13. And because me and him were so close, I would always come over to his house, which would be this house. And it's like the house that me and him grew up in. So it's like we would be talking about something and you just get flashbacks. Like I walk around this house and I literally get flashbacks about like whenever we were kids, like what we would do. Like it's just absolutely, it's like we would play board games in his room, that's now Roth's room, and in the living room, every single time it was Colby's birthday, he had this birthday blanket, and we would lay it on the floor in front of the TV, and we would open all of his gifts on his birthday, like in the morning. And downstairs, like right where our guest bed is right now, is exactly where me and him, like he had this train. He had this train because he was obsessed with trains, and you would put this like I forget what he put in it, but it would like make steam and it was like it would just go around the tracks and we would stare at the train for like it felt like hours. We would literally just do that. And it's just really cool to have that full circle moment and, have all of those memories here in this house and we are making so many more memories and I am so excited for summer because we have a pool and so we are going to have a lot of fun. And it's like it's so weird like living with like two guys and like it's just very weird. It's just very weird. Very, very weird. I had Livy over at my house maybe 3 nights ago, and she has been wanting to come over to my house for so long. Like I said, me and Livy very close. I think I've said that in another episode before. But Livy is my younger sister and we are very, very close. And she came over with my mom and the rest of my family for the Ohio State game. That was kind of like our little housewarming party whenever the Buckeyes were in the national championship. And so they all came over and it was like she wanted to stay. So I was like, I'm thinking to myself, like, she's definitely gonna have a sleepover. Like, we're definitely having sleepovers 100%. I went and I got Livy and we went to Ollie's and we got fruit snacks and she was literally on cloud nine. She brought her toys and she was playing with her toys in the living room and we were watching TV and like all this stuff. And then when we went to bed and she literally, like, we went to bed maybe 10:30 because I was really tired because I had to work that day. Um, yeah, we went to bed maybe 10:30 and I kid you not, she was awake at 6:30 in the fucking morning. 6:30 in the morning, she was rise and shine, like time to get up for the day. And I'm like, what is going on? Like what? Like she never does that at home. Like she never gets up. I mean, yeah, she does because of school, but it's just like, oh my gosh. So we got up and I put on Monsters Inc. on the TV because I'm like, this is just insane. And I literally slept on the couch as she just watched the show because there's no way that I could. And I think the other thing is like it was her first night sleeping here, so I gotta cut her some slack. Like maybe she was just a little scared. A little scared. But yeah, and then Roth, since it was Friday night, he was telling me the next day, he was like, did I wake you up at all? Like there was like yelling. I was like yelling at 4 in the morning and I'm like, I mean, you didn't wake me up, but you probably woke Livy up. Like, oh my god, it's just crazy, dude. It's just absolutely insane. Yeah, it has definitely been an adjustment being here all by myself, but I'm learning. I am, taking it day by day and I am I'm embracing it because like I said, a lot of people my age don't have the opportunity of moving out. So, gotta be grateful for it. I'm very grateful for it. So, very grateful for all the memories that we already have in this house. And I am very grateful for all the memories that we're gonna continue to make, man. So, but yeah, that's really all I have for today. I just wanted to talk about moving out, kind of what I have been struggling with the move and all that good stuff. But I promise you guys, I am trying so very hard to, plan time for me to make content, get more people onto the podcast. But I just kind of wanted to give this little update and this little kind of, I don't know if anybody else out there relates to it kind of thing, like I usually do, you know? If anybody is contemplating moving out and they feel like they can't do it, anything is possible if you set your mind to it. I know that's cliche, but it is. And, I seeked out a second job and I made it happen and I'm making it happen and it's paying off. So, all is good. All is good in the Bella house, in the mind of Bella. All is good. But to kind of have that positive mindset because it's hard to have it like all the time. Obviously, everybody has their bad days, but it's like, oh gosh, man, crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, I hope all of you guys enjoyed this little episode, and if you have a friend that may not be putting in the same amount of effort as you are into the friendship, um, maybe just slowly start taking a step back and see if they, you know, and see if they don't do anything either. Because, like, I feel like if you don't put in as much, like those one-sided friendships, if you kind of stop putting in that effort, then, and they do too, then it's like there's no friendship there. So if you need to slowly start taking that step back, do it. Do it for you, do it for your own well-being. That's what this new year is all about, okay? New beginnings, new clean slate, and all that stuff. Like, there's so many more people out there that will treat you so much better. So don't waste your time with people that, won't give you the time of day. Don't do that. So, well, I'm probably gonna take a nap before I have to go to class. But yeah, I think when I post this, it's gonna be Valentine's Day. So for all my single ladies out there, make sure you treat yourself Valentine's Day, get some chocolate and watch some romance movies. I guess. That's what I'm gonna be doing. That's what I'm gonna be doing here. But yeah, enjoy your Valentine's Day, all that good and enjoy all of it, okay? All of it. Enjoy it all. Enjoy all the little moments in your life, okay? Because that's what life is all about, is enjoying the little things, okay? All right. I'm getting too cliche here. But whether you are getting ready to start your day or you are getting ready to go to bed, I hope you have a wonderful day and sweet dreams. And thank you so much for listening to the Little Things podcast. Smooches. Thank you. Thank you. It's time for bed. Like my room or what? Is it cute? I think it's cute. Painted these walls myself. Scrubbed this window myself. I mean, it looks like the exact same as my room. At home.